Greetings, my friends, and welcome once more to your weekly Angel Oracle card reading with me, Daniel. It's been a very high energy weekend here on the East Coast, specifically in Philadelphia, which I live just on the outskirts of. I can be in Center City in 10 minutes with Pope Francis's visit. Regardless of what religious label you wear or what belief system you observe, I feel it's important that we take the time to listen to what great leaders, whether it be political, spiritual, or religious, have to say when their message is of love and unity. I feel it is detrimental to us to be so close-minded, to only wish to hear the messages from those that fall within our category. I am not an active Catholic. I was baptized Catholic, but now I consider myself a Christian spiritualist. But it was emotional for me to hear the messages Pope Francis was bringing, and I feel it's overdue that a leader in such a position and such power will go outside the box of the norm, will go outside the box that he is supposed to stay in, and speak from the heart and give the message of love and unity for all, regardless of class, economic brackets, race, religion. He's urging all to come together as one and observe the frequency of love. And I applaud him for that. He just went wheels up about 20 minutes ago, and about 10 minutes ago flew straight over my house. So I wish him safe travel back to Rome. And we have a big week coming here, beginning again that transition through this new energy field that we're encountering. There's a lot of expectations, there's a lot of definitions floating around out there of what's going to happen. So let's get into it, and we'll talk a little more about it. We begin off with our angel number reading, and this week's number is 20. Your connection with the Creator is strong and clear. God asks you to fill your heart and mind with faith. The card also tells us to ask heaven for help in doing so if you desire, if you're having struggles. Your faith is being rewarded right now. I've mentioned a few times now in these readings the last couple of weeks that we've been active here again at Advanced Angel Cards, that whatever this energetic shift is, it's going to be very much so experienced on an individual level, and every one of us are going to be able to, I'm almost overusing the word manifest, but are going to be able to call into our reality, to be able to shift our reality into something more desirable for us. And in doing so, not only is it going to affect our individual realities, but it will affect the way that we interact with other individuals, and making it a more cohesive, more loving world to live in. So, having the faith that you can change in a positive way, that you can jump forward in your evolution, having true faith in that, now more than ever will start to manifest, I'll use the word, nearly instantly as we move through this new energy. So make sure that you keep your thoughts positive and keep focused on where it is you want to be and what your heart desires, and not so much worrying about everything else. Next, we have our Numerology card. I like to think of the Numerology card as the kind of focus or the tone for the week. In this instance, we see Numerology number 2, which is summarized here as patience, or the need to have patience. very strongly when I drew these cards originally. I've been sitting on them for a few days. I wanted to do the reading ahead of time and try to get it up Saturday night or Sunday morning for those of you who may be feeling some energy sensitivity and maybe looking for some guidance. The message so strongly that's coming through right now for me and for all of you is patience. There is very little left for us to do on the hard labor end to create the reality we want. We've planted the seeds, we've tilled the fields. Toiling and worry isn't going to make the plants grow any faster. This is the time for patience. As we're shifting through this energy or into this energy or above whatever terminology, whatever imagery of the great shift, quote unquote, that we're all encountering right now works best for you. One of the keys is stillness. You've set everything up. You've done all you can do. Now it's time to trust in the plan and observe divine timing by merely taking a place of stillness and rest. It is only in stillness can you hear and properly receive the guidance that is required for you to achieve the outcome you want. The patience involved with divine timing is being called to service for each one of you now. It is having the patience. I once said, they just interrupted my thought process there and reminded me of a time. I once said about, talking about manifestation in particular, that it's like you order something from TV. It's already done, it's already coming, but now you just have to be patient and wait for it to show up at your door. It's no different. This is the message they're sending right now. Patience. So as we begin our reading this week, again, we are doing a 5-card reading, which is a situational reading. So we're trying to get information on this energetic happening. We have the super blood moon, total lunar eclipse on the harvest moon. We just entered the autumn equinox, which is powerful. We have Mercury in retrograde, which is powerful. There's a lot of hubbubaloo about these great changes, some very positive, some very negative. The messages I've been getting is that it's kind of going to be subtle, and I think a lot of people are going to be a little disappointed when they wake up on Monday or Tuesday morning and, like I said last week, and still have to go to their jobs, or I think it's going to be more subtle than people were expecting, and I think it's going to, at first, not be fully understood. But I do strongly feel that there are major changes coming, and I do strongly feel, like in 2012, when everybody said, well, the world didn't end, it wasn't about the world ending. It was about a cycle, and a new cycle beginning. And I feel this is no different, except it's very different, but it's the same idea. It's just something new beginning, and I don't think that what we already have has to end for it to happen. So enough on my feelings on this shift. I just feel it's so important that people aren't caught up in fear right now. But we begin with the situation. King of Fire, motivational, idealistic, ambitious, charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Seek advice from someone creative. Situation, position of the cards typically gives you insight into what's happening. The universe is telling us, focus, focus, focus. This is just a skipping record. It's a repeat of the last few readings. It's about focus on exactly what it is you want, not on what you don't want. Keep the eyes on the prize. I mean, these are just the readings that we've been getting for a few weeks now, and they just keep getting magnified. And anytime you have a reading that's going to repeat over and over, it's because they're trying to stress to you how important it is to understand this concept. So for King of Fire, fire cards being passion, things that is our passion. It's what we love. It's creativity. It's what we really drives us. Things we really love in life. Not so much romantic passion, but like living your dreams, living your desired career, or just doing what you love. And I really feel this is where we're moving into that heart-centered existence. So King of Fire, I mean, that's the best card you can get in the fire suit. And I think it's really setting the tone that the situation right now is very positive, and we're moving into a heart-centered existence where we're doing what we love, and we all can rise up and be the kings that we are inside. The next position we have would be expectations. Here we see Major Arcana 20, Renewal, as portrayed by Archangel Jeremiel or Jeremiel, depending on your pronunciation. Review and evaluate a favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. Certainly, we already understand that what's happening is positive. And as in the prior reading, the positive end of the expectations of the positive situation is that we are all shifting and heading in a new direction. And I think that holds true not only to the information I've received, but to our last card, the King of Fire, in that the focus is required because we are trying to manifest a new direction. So I think this one is a simple position. I think it is affirming to where we are and our expectations of a shift, or moving into a fifth dimension or 5D or whatever terminology your particular YouTuber uses. Matt Kahn is a favorite of my wife's, and he speaks about this, and he actually specifically spoke about the emptiness a lot of people were going to feel because they didn't get treated to a cosmic light show on the 27th. It's more subtle than that, but I think this position is simple, and I think it's affirming. So let's move on to the next card. So next up, we have another Major Arcana. Major Arcana 3, the Empress, as portrayed by Archangel Gabriel, or Gabriel. Some will say Gabriel, and that's fine. Angels are neither male or female. Gabriel's energy is actually very maternal. It's a very feminine, loving, nurturing energy. So many people, especially in the angel realms, choose to refer to the Archangel in a feminine tense of the word. So we for that intents and purposes, and as to my preference, I will say Archangel Gabriel. Lavish abundance. Give birth to your dreams. Nurture yourself and others. So when you see two Major Arcana cards appear in a reading as small as this one, and even in more impressive in a 3-card reading, that's telling you something. Minor Arcana are minor day-to-day things. Major Arcana are like major life event things. So to have two show up in this reading that we're looking into the advancement that we are going through as a civilization certainly is pretty impressive. So we have, again, this is the influence card. So I believe that the influences that we all have is to be financially stable, is to be able to do what we want to do and work in our dreams, in our dream job or what have you, and really be good to ourselves and others. I know that if I was somehow blessed with, $200 million tomorrow night, I certainly would be blessing others, and I would be living my dreams and opening our meta center and doing everything I ever wanted to do, and that all comes through the lavish abundance. So again, a simple position, pretty obvious, pretty clear what the influences on the expectations are. So now let's get into the meat of things. So the fourth position in this reading is the advice position. And here we have 2 of air. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision. A stalemate. Pretending there is no problem. I strongly feel that this card has come up in the position that it has in the advice position. Basically telling us all who maybe are living in fear or resonating in fear or feeling a sense of unworth or we are not worthy to ascend, we're not worthy to advance, we're not worthy to live our dreams, or we're in situations, whether it be jobs or relationships, that we are not willing to leave behind for our own advancement. One of the concepts that they have given me information on right now for the book that I haven't actually got down on paper yet is about the heavy-heartedness that comes with advancement and with ascension. And when I use the word ascension, I just mean moving, bettering yourself, moving up in your own frequency existence, because things have to fall away that no longer serve you. And sometimes we don't want to let these things go. Sometimes we're resistant to let them go, whether it be a relationship that we stay in because we feel an obligation to, or we feel sorry for that person. Energy can only move, up or down. So either you have to remain in that low vibrational field with them, or they have to keep up and follow you. Oftentimes, someone who is stuck in that victimhood situation, in that woe is me scenario, cannot raise their vibration. They're stuck. It's like an addiction. They're stuck there. And for you to do what's best for you, and therefore what's best for all mankind, you must move forward. And I very, very much feel that this card was really, really telling us that it's that feeling of stuck, that feeling of, but what about them? But what will they think of me? But what will people say? It's really pointing out to us that we are causing our own stalemate, and we just sit and think, well, it'll be okay. This card is just to bring that to our forefront of our mind so we can better process that and better kind of release those emotions and those feelings that are keeping us stuck from moving forward. And finally, we arrive at our outcome position. And here we have Queen of Water. Now, we started out with King of Fire, which was the Passion card. Now, Queen of Water, that's our emotion card. The Water suits our emotion card. So we have Tenderhearted, Empathetic, Patient, and Loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. So we see that repeat now about nurturing yourself and others, because it's really important in order to live on a heart-centered frequency. I don't think it's any accident that we begin our journey with what we're passionate about, and what we transform into is a being that is patient and loving and tender and empathetic, who really wants to care for others and trust and be of service. This is what the message has been for this shift, this coming time. This is what the message continues to be. So with that in mind, I urge you all to find out ways, no matter how small it may be. It could be picking up a piece of trash on the sidewalk. But every day, ask yourself, what can I do to help mankind? What can I do to make Earth a better place? And if we all do that, we can accomplish amazing, miraculous things. So that'll wrap up another reading for another week. Next week, we will return to a standard 3-card angel reading. I'm still trying to, I've heard nothing back from Apple. I'm still trying to fight through this 2-minute and 25 or 2-minute and 30-second slide time. For this reading, I've just kind of double entered a couple of the photos as I went over that time. I am going to trust in my first inkling as to why this has happened, that they want me to keep these shorter. I think this reading and last week's reading was kind of important, so I didn't want to keep them as short as they were, or as they would have been. So moving forward, we will see. I will abide by the time frame, and we'll probably see much shorter, but just as informative readings. I promise. So until next time, my friends, bless you all, and have a great week. Stay positive, and keep focus on your desires, not what you don't want, not your worries, not your fears. Thank you.